Hi Busters. Hey, after I posted the second part of the birthday shirt for my daughter, I got a comment from Mikey Lixon 4199. Have I ever done a Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot pattern? Told him no, I hadn't. Would you like to see it? He said yes, I would. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to do a Loch Ness Monster on a shirt. We're going to do an ice dye incline and then do a heat transfer pattern of the Loch Ness Monster. So stick around, let's see how that turns out. Well, hi YouTube, and welcome back to all my Buster buddies. Hey, it's your big kahuna here, Brad, and this is Brad's Boredom Busters, your tie-dye art channel. Yep, Mike wanted to see a Loch Ness Monster, so that's what we're going to give you today. I was figuring out what colors I wanted to do on the shirt. I wanted it to be kind of aquatic looking, but I wanted the colors to be light enough for the black silhouette to show up. And so I came up with some colors. We're going to be using aquamarine, and we're also going to be using Dharma's ice dye of Avalon. And so the two of them together, I think, is going to give me the look that I want. It's also going to be kind of an interesting fold up. I'll show you that when we get over to the table. So what you're going to need for this project is a 100% cotton t-shirt. You need to pre-wash that first and then soak it in soda ash solution for at least 20 minutes. And then put that back into your washer and spin out as much moisture as you can. I've done that. My shirt's waiting for me over here. The other items you're going to need for this project to do the fold up is a washable marker. I'm going to be using a protractor. The other thing you're going to need then is some kite string to tie up this pattern. And then it will be an incline ice dye, so you'll need some sort of trough or container to put the shirt in and to contain the ice so you can incline it, and a tub that you can put that in so it collects all the muck when the ice melts. And we're going to be doing all this as a dye over ice method. All right, so that's about everything we're going to need for this project. Let's head over to the work table. I'll show you what I have in mind for the fold up. Oh, one other thing. I have created the pattern. I wanted you to see it. So this is our Loch Ness Monster pattern, and that'll be going on the shirt when it's dyed. All right, let's head over to the work table. Okay, Busters, so here we are at the work table. So, like I said, the shirt's been pre-washed, soaked in soda ash solution, spun out, and it's just slightly damp. So my idea for this is I'm going to do kind of a center fan fold, but I am going to pleat it along certain degrees. That's why I'm going to use the protractor. But my thought is I want to split it so the center of the fan fold kind of hits right where the mountains are here. So this is kind of like my horizon line. So I want it to radiate down from the mountains there and then up into the sky essentially there. So I think what I'm just going to do to create that is I'm going to take it right here at the underarms and shake that out and then just let it fold right in half there, just like that. And I think that's going to give me what I'm looking for the look of this. So I want to make sure I don't have any wrinkles. So now I need to find the center here. So I'm going to grab at the bottom of the underarm seams, fold that in half. So that's my center. So like I said, well, I can create my radius just with the protractor. One other thing you will need, though, I forgot to mention, and I just thought of it. You'll need a ruler to help create this also. So let's create our radius. And I'm going to lay this out every 20 degrees. And then just extend those lines from the center on out. Okay, so that is that. So now what I plan on doing is folding it up the same way you would if you have done a honeycomb mandala. So I'm just going to take the fold here, come to the first line, and then after that gather up each line basically to the next line. And so just, yeah, I find it helps if you just concentrate on, just pleating along the radius line, just gathering up each long line. That way it makes it a little easier to just to get it all put together. And then once I get this all pleated up, then I'm just going to start wrapping the whole shirt with the kite string. And I'll just let all these pleats just run all the way down the length of the body. All right, now for the kite string. So let's get a loop, slip knot put in the end of the kite string, and then we'll secure the shirt with that. Now just kind of straighten out all your pleats and keep wrapping the shirt with the kite string. Okay, Busters, so there we are. That's all we're doing as far as the tie-up for the shirt. So let me go get the setup for our ice dyeing, the Incline. I'll get my container and my trough, and we'll get the ice on here first, and then apply the dye. So I'll be right back. See you just in a second. Okay, Busters, so I've got the shirt all set here and the trough. I'm all ready for this. So we're doing dye over ice. So let's get the ice on first. Need a little bit more. All right, that should be enough ice. So we'll start with the aquamarine. I want that up in the top part of this fan fold, or yeah, I guess you'd call it a fan fold. Anyway, I want that there. So where I apply the silhouette of the Loch Ness Monster, I want this to be its background. The lower body then will be the Avalon. So we'll start with aquamarine. In my color swatch that I made, the aquamarine looked like it had some pretty nice color splits, so I'm kind of thinking that this is going to look pretty good when it gets done. All right, that should cover most of that fan fold. Okay. All right, now we'll do the rest of it in Avalon. Yeah, Avalon. Okay, and now the last thing to do is apply a little bit of dry soda ash. All right, and now let's incline this. Okay, there you go, Busters. All right, so that is going to sit and melt out, and I'll check it to see if there's any undissolved dye at the end of this application of ice. If it needs more for saturation or just to help dissolve some undissolved dye, then I might apply a second application of ice. But also, if you have just spots of dye that have not dissolved completely, you can take a spray bottle with either just water or soda ash solution and just squirt those little areas that haven't dissolved completely to help them dissolve down, so you don't get really dark spots. Sometimes if you leave the dye sit that hasn't dissolved completely, it'll create dark spots, and that's one way to help avoid those. But anyway, so after I'm satisfied with the saturation and everything, then I'll take the trough, lay it down flat in the container, put the lid on it, and let it cure for at least 24 hours. And then after that, I'll take it out to the laundry sink, and I'll do a rinse out. We'll start with a cold water rinse to flush out the soda ash solution, and then I'll turn it up to hot water and rinse out any dye that hasn't bonded with the fabric yet. And after it's all rinsed out and running pretty clear, then I'll put it in the laundry on a hot water wash cycle with detergent and Synthropol, which is a professional textile detergent. And you can pick up any chemicals, tools, or materials that you see me use in my videos down in the description below. So if you need anything, help yourself to the affiliate links. That helps out my channel. And then after it's been all washed and dried, I'll bring it back in, and then we'll heat set the Loch Ness Monster on it. We'll see how the final project comes out. So I'll see you after it's been washed and dried. Thanks for watching. Okay, Busters, so here is the finished shirt. Came out really good. A little surprised the aquamarine didn't turn out with as much blue in it as I had hoped. If I do this shirt again, I might try it with turquoise, but I do have some pattern radiating out, and so that's kind of what I was hoping for. So now we can go over to the heat press, and let's get our Loch Ness Monster transfer pressed on here and see how it turns out then. All right, I'll meet you over at the heat press. Okay, Buster, so here we are at the heat press. I've got the temperature and time set on my heat press. I get my heat transfer material from Heat Transfer Warehouse, and this particular vinyl that I used for the Loch Ness Monster here is their Thermoflex Plus, and so their settings is heat anywhere between 315 to 330. I have it set at 325 and for 15 seconds, and then you can peel it off either warm or cold. So I'm all set for that. It's a good practice to actually, two things. To just go over with a lint roller to, see if to get off any hairs or anything that you might have on the shirt. And then the other thing that's a good practice to do ahead of your pressing is to just bring down the heat press for a few seconds just to get out any moisture that might be in the fabric. And that smooths out any wrinkles or anything you might actually have in the shirt as well. So now let's reestablish, get the shirt squared up, put our transfer down where we want it. Goes there, there. Okay, so we can set this for 15 seconds. Okay, and we'll let that cool down just for a little bit. So I'll be right back when this is cool enough to peel off. All right, Buster, so I moved over to the work table off of the heat press. So now we can peel back the transfer material. All right, there we go. So there is our beautiful Loch Ness Monster shirt. That looks really cool. So, hey, Mikey, I hope you like this video. There's your Loch Ness Monster shirt. We'll be working on the Bigfoot one here shortly. But, hey, I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up on this one. It looks pretty cool. And if you really like it, share it around to your friends. That'll help out my channel as well. And you've made it to the end of the video, so you must like what you saw. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe now? Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I do cool stuff like this all the time. And then don't forget about our affiliate links down in the description. If you need any tools, chemicals, or materials that you see me use in my videos, I have links for all of them down below. And you can also help me out by giving me a super thanks or use my Buy Me a Coffee page. Hey, thanks for watching. Love all my subscribers. Peace out, baby, and go have fun tie-dyeing.